You know those reality shows, the ones that really make you think, where it's less about physical stuff and more about strategy and, well, mind games.
Yeah, the psychological ones, they can be fascinating.
Totally. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. The Netflix show $1 Million Secret. We're looking at it through the lens of a review we found, which really got us thinking.
Absolutely. This review does a great job kind of peeling back the layers on what makes a show like this work or, what makes it interesting. It's more than just the money.
Right. It's about the group dynamics, isn't it? When you throw a huge secret and high stakes into the mix.
Exactly. Social experiment territory.
Okay, so picture this. A big, fancy mansion looks quite luxurious, perfectly for secrets, I guess. 12 contestants show up. And here's the hook. One person, just one, secretly has this chest with $1 million inside. Their job, keep it secret. Everyone else, they're basically detectives.
The hunters and the hunted right from the start.
Pretty much. And the show mixes things up with challenges, clues, rewards, all designed to stir up suspicion. Make people reveal things, maybe.
Yeah, designed to put pressure on that secret holder and everyone else.
And the pressure really ramps up at dinner.
Okay.
That's the elimination point. They all vote.
Okay.
And here's the kicker. The person voted out leaves, period. Doesn't matter if they are the millionaire or just someone who seemed, I don't know, a bit suspicious that day.
Wow, okay, so you could easily vote out the wrong person or someone innocent.
Exactly. The reviewer said they were hooked immediately. The strategy, seeing human nature under pressure, the mind games. They even said they're hoping for a season 2 already.
I can see why it sounds like a real pressure cooker of deception.
So the central idea, this hunter versus prey thing you mentioned.
Yeah, it's classic. You've got 11 people trying to figure out the one person hiding this huge secret. It becomes all about observation, right? Trying to read people, catch a lie.
Spotting those little tells.
Exactly. Who's acting weird? Who's too quiet? Who's too loud?
And apparently, guiding this whole thing is the host, Peter Serafinovich, the British actor. The review mentioned he plays a key role in directing the suspicion, keeping things tense.
Right, the puppet master almost. Making sure the game keeps moving and the paranoia stays high.
And that elimination process, like we said, it sounds brutal. The fact that anyone could just get the boot.
Yeah, that injects a huge amount of risk. It's not just about finding the millionaire then, is it?
No, you might accidentally get rid of an ally or make yourself a target by voting, strangely. It forces you to think socially, too.
It's that double layer of strategy. Who has the secret and who can I trust? Or at least who is less of a threat to me right now?
So how do people actually play this? The review gets into that. Apparently, a lot of contestants, they just start out being deceptive.
Makes sense. Default mode in that situation, maybe?
Yeah, like holding their cards really close, not sharing much information, sort of preemptive defense,
It's logical. Information is power in a game like this, so why give it away? But, and the review highlighted this, which I thought was interesting, there's a flip side. Being too secretive, that can make you look guilty. It's a really fine line to walk. You hide too much, people think, they're the one with something to hide.
Right, like you're trying too hard. So you need this careful balance.
Exactly, a delicate performance, really.
The review pointed out a couple of players who seemed to handle this well, at least for a while. One was Lydia, described as seasoned, composed.
Okay, someone who knew how to play the game?
Yeah, good at managing her image, building trust, that sort of thing. But apparently even she cracked, eventually. The review mentioned a specific emotional moment later on.
Oh, interesting. Shows the strain, I suppose.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what finally got to her, Even the best strategist is still human.
Absolutely. That constant need to deceive, to watch your back. It must take a toll, no matter how calculated you try to be.
Then there was Sam. She sounds like another key player. The review highlighted her background as a police officer.
Ah, okay. That's a background that could be a huge advantage.
Right. Sharp intuition, good deductive skills. The review described her as intelligent, assertive, definitely brought a different kind of energy.
You'd think so. That training and observation, reading people, looking for inconsistencies, that's tailor-made for this kind of game.
Yeah, a definite edge there. But look, the review wasn't all praise. It did mention some issues.
Okay, like what?
Well, some contestants were apparently less involved. The review used a term sherigo, which basically means like paddling water, just kind of floating along, not really making big moves.
Ah, the coasters. Happens in group projects, happens in reality shows, I guess.
Pretty much. And they also pointed out something called shirgo, plot kills, moments where an elimination felt maybe a bit forced by production.
Right, for dramatic effect rather than pure gameplay logic. That's always a possibility in reality TV, isn't it? Need to keep the story interesting.
Yeah, so it's good the review acknowledged that. Gives a balanced view.
Definitely. It manages expectations. It's entertainment, not purely a strategy game documentary.
But, on the plus side, the reviewer did appreciate the cast, mentioned they were attractive, which never hurts viewership, I suppose, and found the actual challenges interesting, too.
So good visuals, engaging tasks, those elements help carry a show, even if the strategy isn't always perfect.
Yeah, it seems like they added to the overall entertainment factor.
That combination, the strategy, the personalities, the challenges, that's often the winning formula, right?
Seems so. Okay, but now we get to what I thought was maybe the most interesting point the reviewer raised, a fundamental question about the rules.
Oh, yeah.
They basically asked, why should anyone focus on voting out the millionaire, especially early on?
That is a good question. Let me think.
Well, their reasoning was, at the start of the game, the millionaire doesn't really have any special powers or advantages. They're just another player, but with a secret.
Okay, I see. So there's no immediate tangible reward for the group or an individual if they correctly guess the millionaire and vote them out early.
Exactly. So the reviewer wonders, wouldn't it be smarter, strategically, to ignore the millionaire hunt for a bit and instead focus on eliminating strong competitors?
Ah. Target the people you see as your biggest rivals for the end prize, regardless of whether they currently hold the secret money.
Right. It kind of flips the whole objective on its head, doesn't it?
It really does. If finding the millionaire early doesn't directly benefit you, maybe even hurts you if they were a potential ally against a stronger player. Yeah, the optimal strategy might shift significantly.
You might see alliances forming just to take out threats, not based on finding the secret at all.
Fascinating. Does the review say if this actually happens?
It suggests this potential issue, this strategic wrinkle, is more of an early game thing. It hints that later on the millionaire does gain more power.
Ah, okay. So the game designers might have anticipated this. They give the millionaire advantages later to refocus the hunt when the numbers are smaller.
Seems likely. Makes you curious about what powers they get. Right. And how that changes everything again.
Yeah, that suggests a potentially evolving game dynamic. Smart design, if so. It keeps the core mystery relevant.
So, wrapping up the review's overall take, they gave Million Dollar Secret a thumbs up for, casual viewing. Good for unwinding.
Not too heavy, not too light.
Exactly. Engaging, but not something you need a spreadsheet to follow. And importantly, they mentioned the ending was interesting.
Always good to hear. Nothing worse than a mystery show with a flat ending.
Tell me about it. So yeah, the reviewer saw it as hitting that sweet spot, entertaining, bit of strategy, bit of drama.
Sounds like a solid recommendation for people who enjoy this genre but maybe don't want something super intense.
Right. So at its heart, Million Dollar Secret is this battle of wits, deception, social maneuvering, all around this hidden fortune.
Yeah, the review paints a picture of this really compelling mix. The strategy, the different personalities clashing, that constant psychological pressure. Got all those ingredients.
Which brings us to our final thought, building on that reviewer's question. Does that lack of an immediate reward for finding the millionaire early on, does it fundamentally change how the game should be played?
And what other, maybe unexpected, consequences pop up when you set up a social experiment like this, with real money, real stakes, but this hidden element skewing the incentives?
It's definitely something to chew on. What's the real game being played in that mansion?
It is. So for anyone listening who enjoys these kinds of psychological games, human behavior under pressure, based on this review, Million Dollar Secret sounds like it might be worth checking out.